Hello everyone, I think we're live. I've already got the old JD ready. It's been a little while since I put out a live stream, but I've been busy, you know what I mean. The older you get, the faster your bloody life goes. I seem to have less time these days to do anything. When I was like in my 20s, I had all the time in the bloody world. Now I've got no time at all. It don't make sense. Anyway, let's just have a quick look, see who's on. Hello, Adrian. How are you? If you go to Philippines, did I say a word? Maybe some months ago. We will miss you, mate. No, you bloody won't, Adrian, because I'll still be online. No matter, I will come to that actually, because even if, well, I am going, by the way, I am going very soon, but that's for another day. But I will still be making videos. But as far as this channel goes, it's questionable as to what I'm going to do. But I'm sure I will find something to bore you with. So stay tuned. Anyway, good to hear from you, Adrian. It's a lovely Saturday evening, freezing cold outside. So I pump the heating on in here. It's like the flipping tropics in here. Hello, Daniel. How are you? Good to hear from you. I miss your videos if you go. Well, I've just said I will carry on doing something because I like making videos. It's kind of a hobby, and it just so happened that I happen to work in a garage fixing cars. That why not talk about cars? It's something I know a bit about. So yeah, it's been good fun. It has been good fun making videos over the years. So I shall carry on. I shall find something to show you. Hey, have I missed someone? Hang on, Vivian. Hello, Philip. Monica is actually in the Czech Republic as we speak. She's climbing a mountain. So I would have asked her to come and sort of like join me. And we probably will do it before over Christmas or something like that. So I'll sort something out. Hello, Vivian. Yes, doing well. It took me 2 days to get over that bloody dinner. I just ate far too much. And I was sort of like, you know, when I sat at the table, by the way, we went to the Mulberry Tree Inn in Hampton near Peterborough, me, Vivian and Kevin, and we had one of them carveries. And I had they had like a kid's plate, a medium plate and a big plate. I went for the medium plate, but as you do, you pile it up with all roast dinner and everything. And I piled my plate up, and by the time I'd eaten it, I was like, I was literally about to reach. I had to sit there before I had a heart attack. It's like, I'm not going to eat that much again. I don't know how some of these people can go to all these all-you-can-eat restaurants, because flipping it, by the time you've done the second plate, it's like, no more. You have to be a professional eater. Anyway, Vivian, good to hear from you. We'll probably plan another night out before Christmas, I reckon. That sounds good. Kevin's up for it as well. Philip, yep, just done you. Thanks for joining in the live stream. Hello, Chris. Good to hear from you. I'm doing well. Still kicking at the moment. Hope you're doing well too. Petru. What? Ash Lovett, the Daft Apple. Never clicked as quick before. Hope all is well, Mucker. Yes, all is great. No problems at the moment, but there will be. Life's like that, isn't it? Richie, hello. Oh, you're not leaving, are you? Yes, I am. I am leaving. I will be making a video as to how, why, what, and where, and when. So that one's coming. But for tonight, I wanted to make this video tonight just sort of like as a, because I'm leaving my job, and it's not just the fact that I'm leaving my job, it's the fact that I've worked for Steve's Taxis also for 30 years. I reckon my memory isn't that great anymore. You've got to take that in consideration. But I reckon I started working for Steve's Taxis in 1993. That was a long time ago, although some of it only seems like it was yesterday. And so I've been there for 30 years now. The company, Steve's Taxis, has been going for just under 47 years. So I haven't been there from the start, obviously, but I have seen a lot come and go during the time I've been there. And when I started, it was a different world to what it is now. But I was just going to run through basically my job for the last 30 years, try and condense it into like half an hour or something like that, because it's been a lot of fun along the way, if you know what I mean. I'll go through a couple of comments and I'll sort of like bang on a little. I'll try not to bore you too much. Hello, David. Hi, Steve. Hello, Mondo. How are you? Good to hear from you. It's been a while. How's your belly for spots? The mosquitoes haven't got me over here, but no doubt I'm going to get a second dose when I go back. They seem to like biting me. Anyway, good to hear from you, Mondo. Dingo, hello. That's it. Follow your dreams. The thing is, the older you get, like me, the older you bloody well get, there comes a point when you have to do something. And if you don't do it, there's no point sitting around for the rest of your life thinking, only if I had done that. So I'm at a point where I'm going to do it. And it's not that I haven't planned and thought about it and done it because I can do it. That's the thing. It's not like I'm just saying, Christ Almighty, I'm just flinging everything in the air and I'm just going to go on a whim and a prayer. I'm not doing that. I have got things in place. So I've got all my backup plans and everything should things go wrong. So I've got a whole strategy worked out as to how this is going to work. So, but anyway, I'll cover all that. I'll do another video and I'll explain to you everything I've done and what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it and how I'm going to finance it and all that sort of things like that. So you'll kind of know. That's what other people do when they go and change their lifestyle. So, but anyway, tonight's basically about Steve's Taxis. So I'll try and keep it like car orientated, although it's not really anything to do with repairs tonight. Hello, Russell. How are you? Good to hear from you. If you're stuck for something, come sort my Mark III Mondeo ST. It depends what's wrong with it. Jazzy Globe. Hi, Alan. Hi, everyone from Jazzy Globe. Hello to you. W Hunter, got any cheap Mondeos for sale? When you say cheap, I mean, what do you mean by cheap? I think the cheapest Mondeos we've got are probably around about 1,500, maybe a bit more. Because cheap isn't cheap after COVID, is it? Everything after the pandemic is expensive. So what was a cheap car? Not really a cheap car now. Are you leaving? Yes. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh my God. I'm going where the sun shines brightly through the pouring rain. I actually do sing that shit to myself sometimes when I'm pissed off. Adrian, hello. Nice and hot in the Philippines. My missus has told me today. Yes, it is. It's nice and hot over there. And once again, when you get to a certain age, you start to feel the cold. So a nice hot climate is going to suit me, as long as the bloody mosquitoes stay away from me. I had the pleasure of meeting you a few years back when I parked the truck outside on the way to Royston. Aha, I remember you. Best wishes. Don't blame me for leaving the country. It's not the same country I grew up in. It really isn't now. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older. But, you know, to me, it's changed and I really don't like it here no more. I've got nothing, not with my job. I mean, my job and my actual lifestyle is fine. It's like if I was to stay here, I'm living a cushy little life, really, but it's not enough. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do something and take a chance. Anyway, Richard, hello. So have you left Steve's taxis, or has Steve's taxis gone bust? No, he hasn't gone bust. I don't think Steve will ever go bust. He's got too much money. No, he sold his company. It's been a little while now. I mean, I haven't put enough video out about this, but the first lot, I mean, going back before COVID, he wanted to sell it. The first pair all fell through. They were a pair of bloody useless gits. He's finally found another company who's bought it off him. So he's sold the company. It's all rebranded now. It will be under new management. So Steve has no longer got anything to do with the taxi company, apart from they are allowing us to fix some of their cars, which makes sense because they're still rolling around our area. So that's the thing of this video tonight. Because the taxis are really no longer an entity, they're no longer a business associated with Steve anymore. I was just going to go over the last 30 years of me being there, because I've got literally December and halfway through January, and then I'm gone. So it's kind of like I started working for Steve's Taxis around, I'm sure it's 1993. But when I started working, I'll tell you how I got the job there. My next door neighbour, I wasn't living in this house here. I was, in actual fact, I'll tell you what I'll do if you're interested. I know some people like to hear about other people's lives and what the hell goes on, you know, behind closed doors sort of thing. I'll tell you what's gone on in my life, which has been a little bit of upheaval here and there. I mean, I've lived in a number of houses and a number of places because my life has been all over the place, going back some years now. The last 14 years, I've been living like here, stable, no problems whatsoever. But before that, it's been precarious to say the least. But if I go back to 1993, and I reckon that was the year, my next door neighbour at the time, he is a lorry driver, and he was in between jobs. And that's what a lot of taxiing is for a lot of people. It's a job in between jobs, just to earn some cash. He started doing a bit of taxiing for Steve. Now at the time, all the cars that Steve had as taxis, they were like Mark 1, Mark 2 Sierras, Mark 3 Granadas they were. That was basically it. And we had some look like Mark 4 Escort rental cars. But they were breaking down. These cars were breaking down on a regular basis. I could say pretty much every single night, near enough, one of the cars would break down. And a lot of these cars had carburetors on them, these Sierras, because they were Pinto engines, 1.6 or 2 litre Pintos with carburetors. And, you know, they just introduced these automatic chokes and stuff that were heated by water and all that. And they weren't very reliable, but they were all old cars anyway, so they weren't the best. And my next door neighbour said to me, because his car kept having problems, "Can you look at it?" And then he had a word with Steve, and he said, "Oh, my next door neighbour's a mechanic. Do you want him to sort of like help out in the evenings and do a few repairs?" So Steve said, "Yes." That's how I started doing repairs in the evenings, and that's all I'd done. I was working for Marshalls at the time in Huntingdon. I went from Mannix and Kirby. I don't suppose anybody remember that who lived in this area, but Mannix and Kirby used to be Huntingdon Coachworks, and then it went up to Marshalls. The Marshall Group took it over, and it was Rover then, by the way. And but yeah, I was doing repairs in the evenings on the taxis as they broke down. So because they all had they had old transistors in the two-way radios back then. No digital back then. It was all analog with the little crystals in the bloody radios. Bloody great they were. Some of these two-way radios in the taxis, so they could communicate with the office, were bloody great big things. It'd be sort of like obscene to see something like that today because they were huge. But yeah, every time a car broke down, I would go out and try and fix it. And quite often we would fix the car by the side of the road because a lot of the repairs to actually on these breakdowns was simple, something like a block carburetor, stupid stuff, you know, and you know, HT leads misfiring and, you know, crap like that. So and Steve then offered me a job after a few months of doing his breakdowns, and I initially turned it down because I sort of like, I was quite cozy at Marshall's and I knew where I was. But after another month or two later, Steve's had a mechanic already. His mechanic just decided to up and leave. For whatever reason, I don't know. I never met the guy. But then he offered me the job again, and I thought, yeah, okay, I'm going to do this. So I took the job, and I started it was in Alconbury Village. There's a guy called Bernie Lewis who was this guy, he built a yacht in his backyard, and he's got a machine shop. He's got lathes. He does sewing of seats and all. This guy can put his hand to anything. He is absolutely as engineers go, he was bloody awesome. Do anything for you, make anything, create anything, fabricate anything. Fantastic guy he was. But he owned this house and this garage he had built on the back of his house, and he was renting the garage to Steve. So the whole taxi operation centered around this garage. I was the mechanic. There were a couple car cleaners. We had the pressure washer out, cleaning the cars, fixing the cars. And this was the type of garage that a lot of you who ever fixed cars may relate to this years ago. When it rained, you did have to put pots and pans on the floor to catch the rainwater because the roof leaked like a bloody sieve. And that's just how it was. There was no heating or nothing. We used to have one of them space heaters with a propane bottle to heat the place. But it was fun. It was great fun back then. It wasn't so much about the environment or the conditions you were working in. It was more about all the people. We knew all the taxi drivers. There was only about 13 cabs, I reckon, at the time. And you knew all the drivers. Everyone was great. It was a fantastic atmosphere. I used to love going to work. Absolutely loved it. And sort of like by 5:30, I didn't want to go home because I was having too much of a good time. I loved it. But anyway, the years went on, and then Steve decided to move from Alconbury because he got a unit in Huntingdon down Blackstone Road. And at that point there, I'll just run through a couple more comments, just so in case any people were waiting. Mondeo, 3 degrees up north, but it's warmer where you are. It was the first morning, this morning, was the first morning I've actually seen where there was actually proper ice on the cars. I don't know what temperature it was, but the little amber frost light in the car came on, so it was 4 degrees or below. So yeah, pretty damn cold. And you go out, I actually put a Benny hat on because it's flipping. It's all right when the sun's out because the sun's been out all day, but if there's any kind of breeze, it's like really cold. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling winter now. Hello, Mark. Where are you off to? I'm off to Philippines, but everybody who speaks to me keeps saying, have a good time in Thailand. Anyway, yeah, it's the Philippines. Nathan, hello, how are you? Wajid, hello. Hi, Alan. Has Steve's gone under? No, he hasn't gone under. All it boils down to is that he has been running a taxi company for 47 years, just about. And like everything, in the early days, when he was a lot younger, like us, when we were all a lot younger, it was fun and it was a lot easier. Today, things are a lot harder. He's just tired of the aggravation. The dealing with the bloody council is one thing, which is bloody hard work. But it's just all the drivers, the cars, everything to do with the taxi business. It's like you've got to be on it all the bloody time to keep on top of it because there's always something going on. There's always a car getting smashed up. There's always a problem with a driver. There's always a problem with the contracts, this, that, and the other. And it's never ending. And you've literally got to be on it, or you've got to have the staff that are on it, are on the ball all the time to keep on top of it so things don't go wrong. And obviously with taxi companies, there's complaints. You get complaints because things don't always go right. And someone's got to deal with all that all the time. He's had 47 years of it. So he's now got his car sales and he's got his rentals. And I mean, a lot of the Yanks, they rent the cars because they're right opposite on Alconbury base. So he's just basically come to the point he's had enough. Too much aggravation. He wants an easier life. And with the car sales and the rentals, it's so much easier. It's just less aggravation. So no, it's not the fact that he's had enough. Hasn't gone under or nothing. He's got plenty of money to keep things going. He enjoys his car sales. He likes going out and buying cars, second-hand cars, getting them done up and then selling them. So that's where he's going with business side of things now. But for me, it's like I kind of started this job with the taxis. I came to the job because of the taxis. I knew what I was going to come and start working on. Now the taxis have ended at Steve's. It's like, it's probably about my time to end as well. So, cheers, big ears. But no, I hope that's a good enough explanation. Steve's car sales is just outside Alconbury base. He's building it up at the minute. He's going out every week buying new cars to try and fill the yard up, because over COVID, you had all the auctions were shut. It was hard to get second-hand cars. It's still pretty hard as well. They're expensive to buy, and the ones you do buy, some of them have got problems, so they've got to be sorted out. But no, he's starting to fill the yard up again now, and the rentals, they're going out quite well. So the business that he's got going at the moment is doing quite well. So it's just that the tax is a bit too much hassle, and it's just like doesn't want the aggravation of the taxi company no more. Hello, Mark. Sorry to hear that you're a top bloke, a top mechanic. Hope you go on to big and better things. Well, the big and better things I'll be probably doing is shoveling pig shit, but we'll see. I'll show you when I get out there. Hello, Rob. I trust you're well. Yes, doing okay. Still kicking. Sean, hello. Good evening to you. I see you got a beer there. I'm about to crack a beer out. I've got a Jack Daniels here. Well, the ice has melted now. But do you know, I've got bottles of Jack Daniels in the cupboard and I can't even drink it. I'm getting to the point where I'm finding it hard to actually drink alcohol, to be honest with you, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm going to have a go at a Beck's beer in a minute. Simon, you're my Haynes manual for Mondeo Mark V. Well, thanks for that. There could have been so many more videos I'd put out. When I think back in hindsight over the years, I wish I'd had a camera years before I even started doing the car videos, because I could have done, there was so much more I could have done in the earlier days. But unfortunately, I didn't have a camera back then. So, but yeah, I've enjoyed putting out what I have put out. I just wish I'd done a lot more. That's all it comes down to. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Russell, best of luck with your new adventures. My daughter is currently in Vietnam and has been over traveling since June, visiting Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia with Australian. That is fantastic. You see, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to tell stories and say, I've done that. I've been there. I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing one thing, just going to a job and then going home. As much as I've enjoyed my job over the years, as much as I've moaned as well, I have enjoyed it a lot. There comes a point you've got to do something else and just take a chance. Anyway, a couple more comments and then I will carry on. Adrian, and learn how to fix the Ford Fiesta autos in the Philippines and act as a consultant. Don't forget you are not allowed to work as a foreigner. Well, I won't be working. I won't be actually taking a job on. no, I'm going to take it a step at a time. I've got to get my visa anyway, my extension and all that. So I won't actually be doing any work I don't think I will be doing any work. I want an easy life now. Dark Water Blue, hello. You have given shed loads of info to people keeping Mark 4s and even Mark 5s on the road. Found things out that would have taken others years. Yeah, I do like it when I find something that's actually useful to put out. I know I do put out a lot of nonsense as well, but it's nice even for me to think that I've actually done something useful over the years. And it's the same when I have a problem on a car that I'm not familiar with, and I find something on YouTube or Google or wherever, and it's like, and it actually cures my problem. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Because some of these problems out there are like, you could spend forever trying to find the bloody answers to them. And it's, you know, to have someone out there just sort of like, that's what the problem is. It's great sometimes. I know it doesn't always work out like that, but when it does, it's a good feeling and you can get your problems solved. Anyway, I'll carry on a little bit. So we were working from 1993, I'm thinking it's up until about 1995, something like that, about good 2 years, maybe been 3 years. We were working in Oakenby Village, and then we moved to a unit in an industrial estate in Huntingdon. It was down Blackstone Road, if anybody knows Blackstone Road. It was a nice little unit. It was opposite what's called BE Welding. So they done like fabrication on metal, you know, they made staircases and fences and anything to do with metal. They would fabricate it and build it, and whoever wanted something, they give them the plans, what they wanted, they'd draw it up and make it. So, but yeah, that's where the taxi operation went to. And we must have spent about 3 years in this Blackstone Road unit, which was, it was okay, it weren't bad. It was enough for what we were doing. And we were still using Ford Sierras, Mark III Ford Granadas. And it was in 1995 that Steve went to TC Harrison and he'd done a deal with a salesman there. I think the salesman's name was Andy Mann. He bought 6 Mark I Ford Mondeos, brand spanking new. And the funny thing is, if I remember rightly at the time, the insurance on these brand new cars was cheaper than what it was to insure the Sierras and Granadas he was rolling around in. I might be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that was what he said at the time. But he bought these 6 Mark I Mondeos. They were all 1.8 turbo diesels, and they were all different colours. And one of them was red. So if anyone knows the Steve's taxis are all red, that's why. Because after he bought them 6, he decided after that, the following year, to buy red cars. And he then subsequently bought, I think it was about another 20 Mark II Mondeos, or the Mark 1.2, whatever you want to call it. We had a couple of estate cars as well. Whole load of Mark II Mondeo. I wasn't that keen on the Mark II Mondeos. I preferred the Mark I actually. But the trouble with them bloody Mark I's and the Mark II's, the suspension weren't great on them. The bottom arms were ever falling off. The bloody bushes were ever deteriorating. The anti-roll bar links were ever bloody falling to pieces. The cam belts needed doing every 36,000 miles. That was ridiculous, considering these cars would rack up blooming 10,000 miles in probably about 6 weeks. So a lot of cam belt changes. And then in 1998, he had the garage built at his Little Stookley plot. He owned the land in Little Stookley, this plot of land, and he had this garage purpose built, which is where he has his MOT bay and where I used to work, where a lot of my videos were done. So we all moved up there to Little Stookley into this brand new garage, which was very nice when it was all built. The floor was all painted. Subsequently, the floor's been sort of like tiled over because realised that the painted floor, when you get oil and grease on it, the paint eventually all peels up and it gets all horrible and that. So in the end, we had the floor completely tiled, which was a lot easier to keep it clean. But yeah, and so for God knows how many years after that, we were up there with Little Stokely fixing all the taxis. And obviously from the Mark II Mondeos, he went on to the Mark III Mondeos in the year 2000, bought loads of them. Then went on to the 2007, bought loads of the Mark IV Mondeos. And then obviously went on to the Mark V Mondeos. And that's where we've stayed ever since. And without going into 100,000 different stories, that's basically been the last 30 years for me. But it's been a lot of fun along the way. So I'm kind of like pretty sad in a way. I'm saying goodbye, but in another way, it's a new adventure, and I kind of feel I'm getting older. I can't carry on working forever. And plus the fact I've got so many things on my mind. I want to do something. I want to go somewhere. I want to do I want the big adventure. So, like that Carl in the Pixar animation Up, where he flies his house with the balloons, to bloody Paradise Falls. That's what I want to bloody do. That's what I'm going to do. The only difference is I'm taking a jumbo jet. Anyway, let me go through a few more comments. RS500 Nutter, hello. Even hello, hope you're doing okay and good luck in your new adventures. And surely you've got to have a Mondeo ship to keep you busy. When I was over there, I never saw one Mondeo, not one. I know they do have Mondeos over there, but I was kind of like out in the back bloody country where I wasn't in the cities or nothing. But I'm sure if I find a Mondeo over there, I will aim the camera at it and I'll say, guess what I've just seen? Because it's a bit of a rarity. Most people over there, they're in pickup trucks or motorbikes. Please keep the channel going, even if it's just vlogs, because you've helped a lot of folk out, including. I certainly will, Ash. I certainly will. The whole reason I even started the channel, even before cars, it was because I just got to think. I just like cameras. It's like I never had a woman in my life, so I had to talk to my camera. You see, and plus the camera never spoke back to me, so it was a good one-way system I had going. Hi Dave, evening mate, hope you're well. What is next for you then? What is next is to leave the country, go to the Philippines. I'm going to meet my lady friend Ken, and we're going to, I don't know. I'll make a load of videos and we'll sort it out as we go along. It's just going to be a complete culture change, so I'm quite looking forward to it. It's going to be a whole new life, whole new experience. Steve's taxi sold out to a rival, but still needs a mechanic for his future. Yes, that's a good point actually, Mondo, because Steve actually is looking for a mechanic. So if anybody out there knows a mechanic who wants the job, and by the way, it's a pretty good job. It's £40,000 a year starting salary. So if anybody wants the job, then please apply. If you get the car sales number or get hold of me somehow, we'll leave a comment. And I know I'm slow answering the comments. I'm about 15 videos behind, but I will get to it eventually. But yeah, if anybody in Huntingdon, Cambridgeshire area does want a job, there is a good mechanic's job going. It's one of them jobs where it's not like a main dealer where you've got somebody in the office or quality controller breathing down your neck or anything like that. You're basically, there'll be two mechanics in the garage. You'll work with each other and you'll just pick and choose what cars you're doing. If a car gets sold, you probably prep it, get it MOT'd or whatever, and whatever goes wrong with the rentals, servicing Ford Focuses, they're not the hardest cars in the world to work on. So it's basically just car sales and a few rentals. Well, there's more than a few rentals. There's about over 60 of them, I think. But you just bring them in, give them a service. Get a car sales, maybe get a few warranty jobs. There's a few jobs. I mean, like everything in life, there's a few headaches here and there. You have to go on Google and try and work out a few problems. But, you know, in the motor trade, what do? That's just the way it is. So, be honest with you, it's a cosy little job. I mean, I'm getting older now, so I'm sort of like, I don't want it no more. But for someone a bit younger, maybe, or even someone who just wants to not work too hard anymore, you just want a sort of like a job you can tick over in. You know, if you're a fairly good mechanic and you know your stuff, it's like, please apply. Definitely needs another mechanic, because we've got old Martin working at the garage, and when I go, if he hasn't replaced me, then Martin's going to be on his own, so he ain't got no one to talk to, and Martin likes to talk a lot. So if you like talking a lot, you'll have plenty of conversations with Martin. So anyway, woo! Look at the size of that one. That's a big bottle of Beck's. Bloody hell! All I need is a bottle opener. That's the hard bit. And you know what? I don't think I've got a bottle opener. Oh. Can you believe it? I can't find a flipping bottle opener. Let me go on to the next comment. Terence, my 2007 Mondeo Mark IV 2 litre with 205,000 miles on the clock is now pulling a horse box converted into a catering trailer. You wouldn't forget she's behind you. The Mark IVs, I rate them so much because they were such good cars. They are, as the taxis go, by the way, I found the bottle opener. As taxis go, they are the cars that done the best. The Mark Vs are a fantastic car to drive. They're lovely to drive. But the Mark IVs had the least problems. So, let me just crack this lid off. There. Bloody bottle opener. It was hiding at the back of the bloody drawer. I do like the Beck's beer. Anyway, thanks, Terence. Dean, hello. Got a Mark V Mondeo, child lock malfunction on dash and button lit on driver's door. When press won't work, unlock rear doors. I should think it's one of the latches. It's normally one of the latches in the back doors. They stop working because the child locks are done electronically. And I haven't come across any wiring issues on these cars as yet to do with the doors or anything like that. I've been very reliable, but I have had a number of latches that have stopped working where the child locks are concerned. And of course, it will bring the light on. So high chance that's what it is. Unfortunately, you have to change the entire latch unit, which comes with a locking solenoid as well. So they bung so many electrical things on everything these days, and they're not a 5-minute job to fit either. They're a bit of a sod if you don't know what you're doing. They're all right if you know what you're doing, but if you struggle, they're a bit of a bitch to fit. So it'd be one of your rear latches, door locking latches mechanism. Oh my God, you're quitting your job. Yeah, I know. I have given my boss Steve a good bit of notice, so he knows all about it. You know, it's if I wasn't going anywhere, I'm on a cushy number. I really am. I'm earning very good money. You know, it's not really a difficult job. I'm just getting older, so I moan like hell. I've always moaned actually about cars, and you know, but from a mechanic's point of view, it is quite a cushy little job. And Steve himself, he's been very good. He's over the years, he's been all right, and now at the moment, he's sort of like he's very generous. Bloody hell! So I can't moan at all. I can't emphasise enough what a good job I've really got and had over the years, and he has looked after me. He really has. You know, it's like every boss. He has his moments. You know, he wants to get the job done, and when I talk about his mate, talking about the taxi, going back to the taxi company. When you say about what kind of a taxi company was it a good taxi company, this, that, and the other? Steve himself, he used to drive a taxi, and he's been the boss for nearly 47 years. He's owned the company, even though he did turn the company into a limited company a while back. But he has been on it all the time, 24/7. All the problems in that company, he's been on top of it. So he has basically lived and breathed that company. Not like a lot of people who would have just sort of like either not known about what's going on or, you know, let things go until things get worse. He has been on top of it. If Steve wasn't the boss, I should think Steve's taxis, or if it was somebody else's taxis, would have probably gone under years ago. The only reason he's kept the business going is because he has literally kept the business going because of his determination to make sure everything runs like clockwork. So he's not somebody who's been complacent or just taken the money and squandered it and done this, that, and the other and had loads of holidays, because he hasn't. He has put his life and soul into that business. And I think a lot of people don't realise how much devotion he has actually put into making that business work. And to keep the taxi company going for 47 years, that's quite an effort. I mean, taxi companies are not the easiest of things to run. No matter how much money you make, the actual outgoings are considerably bad sometimes. Really, a heck of a lot of money you have to spend to make a little bit of money. So, but no, he's been a good boss, and he's been a good friend to me over the years. He really has. So, and I'm not just going to leave and sort of like we're not ever going to talk again. We've got WhatsApp and all that, so I mean I can still speak to Steve and anybody at the garage anytime I like. So we can just put video calls on. So that's the way we're going to play it anyway. He said to me, if it don't work out, you can come back. So I said, it's very nice of him. He said, there's always a job waiting for you. And I'm like, yeah, thank you very much. You know, it's very nice to hear that. I'm hoping I don't come back because I want to make this work. But if it doesn't work out and I have to come back, then at least I've got something to come back to. Well, I've got my house to come back to, but it's nice to come back to people you know and a job you know and everything like that. Anyway, let me carry on. Who's this? Hello, Terry. Hello. Is Tyler going? Yes, Tyler's going too. We've got plans for old Tyler. He's going to have to do some further education. So, but yeah, he's coming too. He's actually quite excited about it. Dark One, hello. Sad to see you go, mate. I've used many of your videos to keep my Galaxy running. Followed one of your videos last week to fix the starter motor. I've not done I'm guessing that's a 2 litre diesel. Yeah. If that's probably worse than the Mondeo to do on a Galaxy, but yeah, not a very nice job getting them starters out, especially on some of them taxis when they're covered in bloody crap and oil. You come out, you change the starter motor, and you've got grease all down your flipping arms like that. It's like flipping there coming down a bloody coal mine. Hello, Nathan. Hello, how are to you? Stephen, hello. Does this mean no more Mondeo videos? It does, unfortunately. But oh my God, like everything, I've often said this to Monica when usually when we started making videos together a few years back. I said, Moni, one day this will all come to an end and we'll all go our separate ways. And obviously that time is just about here now. But it's been a lot of fun along the way. So, but I will find something else because I like making videos. So I will still pull live streams and I will still do videos and I'll still try and find something to talk about. No doubt a lot of you guys, it won't be your cup of tea because some of it might not be about cars. It'll be about other things. So, but that's life. I mean, I can't carry on working forever. So, but I've enjoyed it, and I actually thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel and has commented over the years. And you know, I've met a lot of you guys as well. You know, it's been great. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Really, it's been a hell of a time. When I got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I mean, I'm going back some years now. I was like, wow, oh my God, this is fantastic. But now it's, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, to me, 45,000, something like that. It's a lot of people. That is. So it's great. There's a lot of people out there, Mondeos. It's nice to know that you put a video out and a lot of people will comment and say this, that, and the other. And it's nice to put videos out and know that you've actually helped some people with the videos I put out that have been actually useful. I know there's been some crap videos I put out, but you know, that's the way it goes. Anyway, Adrian, will be sorry to see you go. Yeah, well, don't worry, Adrian. It's okay. I'm. You noticed, right? You go back 10 years, and it wasn't like it is now, because now you've got all these video messaging, you know, WhatsApp and Skype and all sort of things like that. It's like, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're still, you know, you can communicate with anybody anywhere, can't you, really? So the world has become a much smaller place, really, when it comes to communications. I remember a time you had to, if you wanted to phone somebody on the other side of the world, you daren't do it. It cost you a fortune for a phone call. Now all you need is a Wi-Fi connection on your smartphone and you've got a video connection. So it's great in that sense. I'm not sort of like really up with the technology, and I don't really like too much technology. In fact, when I walk into Tesco's and they've got that bloody great big camera, all the little blue lights staring at you, like taking your picture as you come in the shop, I'm thinking, fuck off. I don't want this shit. I don't want to be going into Tesco's and having, you know, bloody taking videos of you, you know, because that's not for our benefit. That's for their benefit. So, and plus, you know, another thing that pisses me off, I know it's makes our life so much easier, but we've all got like debit cards and you go shopping and you just do your Wi-Fi bit, don't you now? You just do that and you pay for it up to £100 credit limit or something like that. I don't like that. I know it's easy, but I like it the old way. I want to go back to the way things used to be, where you had to queue up at a till. You had to put your stuff on the conveyor belt, and a real person, not a bloody machine, but a real person would have to check it through. And you'd have to have a proper interaction with the person at the till. I don't know. As a lot of this technology, I just don't want it no more. I know that's the way the world's gone, but I think a lot of people might agree with, you know, sometimes it's just a bit too much. And it's just like, if you haven't grown up with that kind of technology, it's all fair enough if you have, then it's all you really know, so fine. But for me, I never grew up with any of that. When I was a kid, there weren't no mobile phones. You know, we all got around, we had fishing rods. We had apple fights in old bloody houses that were burnt out and got stuff like that. Derelict buildings, you know, messing around, running around in the woods, you know. Now everyone just sits there with a bloody smartphone in their hand. It's like, it's not really like what I remember. And I don't want that kind of world. I want to go back to an easier time and place. Unfortunately, where I'm going, it's kind of like that back there. That will suit me fine. Anyway, hello, Tim. I hope you still post. I will. I can't always watch live, but I do always watch the content. You'll be missed, mate. Thank you very much, Tim. I will still be putting stuff out. Just think about it. I'll have all this time in my hands. I'll be a spare arse floating around doing not a great deal. So what can I do but wave a camera around and start filming stuff? So I will put plenty out. I will find something to make videos on. So I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it'll be something. Brake line front to rear subframe bushes, auxiliary belt and tensioner. Basically classic Mark III stuff, but there's plenty of... Actually, it'll probably be in the next live. I'll tell you something though. The brake lines front to rear, for what it's worth, I know a lot of people just cut them underneath somewhere and try and join them up. But I don't know, if you can do it that way, I mean, they're a pain. If you're going to do all the back ones as well, you may as well just drop the subframe down and change the brake lines while the subframe's off, because otherwise they're a pain in the ass to get to. And if you're going that fast, drop the subframe down, you may as well replace the brake lines all the way up to the front, to where they connect up the front. So that's a project. Yeah, I've done all that before. No, I wouldn't have time. I wouldn't be able to have time to do something like that. I mean, at my job at the minute, it's basically all company cars. But if you really wanted it doing, I mean, we've still got our MOT garage where we do private work, so they would do it for you. So if you really wanted it bringing over, we could get it done anyway. It wouldn't be me doing it, but we have a very good mechanic down the other garage who will do it, because he does nothing but private customer work. So if you do, let us know and we'll arrange something. We will keep in touch. Thank you, Adrian. Certainly will. Dark One. Face pink tears. Mr. Sonic, hello, how are you doing? This is a surprise. Well, thanks for that. It's not a surprise to me. Finn, from over there in the Isle of Ireland. Good to hear from you again. Thank you, Finn. Good to hear from you too. Charlie, I'd rather be abroad somewhere hot instead of working in a cold workshop. Well, the one I work in has no heating. Oh, nasty. I don't mind, you know, the summertime over here. This summers are not bad, really. In working in the workshop, it's quite nice. It can get too hot though. But in the wintertime, when it's really flipping cold, oh my God, when your fingers go numb, and especially if you hit one of your fingers with a hammer or something, when your hand's freezing cold to start with, oh my God. Yeah, you've got to have heating. You've got to have some kind of heating. I know what it's like to work with numb hands. It's not funny. Kirky. Thank you, Kirky. I'll need it. Hello, Paul. FK me. How do we see Moni now? Well, she could open her own channel, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know. I guess what we could do at some point, I could put a live stream, and it's just like here. All I've got to do is if I could send a link to people, and if they click on the link and say Monica clicks on the link, she can join in the live stream. Whereas other people, like any of yous here, if I've got your email address and I sent you a link, you could join in the live stream here and you can get up on the screen as well. So it's quite easy. It doesn't matter. You can have 4 people from all 4 corners of the world all in the same screen. So it's easy enough to do nowadays. So I'm sure we'll work something out. A DC, it's been a blast. All the best. Well, thank you very much, DC. There still will be more to come. But thank you anyway. It's appreciated. Mikhail, can I send you pictures of cars because I have a super nice Mondeo Titanium X Sport? Yes, you certainly can. Send them over. I'll put them in the community bit and the whatever it is on this YouTube thing. There's a community tab, isn't there? We can put them in there. Then people can go and see them. I think Titanium X, that's the top model, isn't it? Very nice. Yes, send them over. If you got my email, just if you haven't got the email, just said leave a comment below, and I'll drop my email in the bottom so you can send it to it. Jay, you can fix scooters out there. Plenty of them on the road. Yeah, that is something I will be filming because it's like when I was out there, the sights you see are not what you see here in England. Certainly not. You've got so many people on motorcycles, and all these motorcycles have got, well, not all of them, but a lot of them, they've got all designer frames on them for whatever they're going to use them for. Whether it's carrying a pig, whether it's we've seen a rag and bone man, a scrap metal man on a motorbike, you know, piled up with stuff coming, and you watch these, it go past you, and I'm just pissing myself with laughter. It's so funny to see. I mean, I guess the Filipino people, they see this all the time, so it's nothing to them. But to me, I never see this. It's so funny. And what I do like is the Skylabs, where you've got them motorbikes with like the boards on them, and you can get 6, 7, 8, up to like 13 people on one motorbike, and they drive down the road like that, and you've got this motorbike coming towards you with all these people on it, and it's like unbelievable. You don't have to wear crash helmets, nothing like that. It's kind of like it's like a bit of a free for all, really. I mean, I'm sure there are laws out there, but I mean, it's not like it is over here. It really isn't. But it's, yeah, there is so much interesting stuff that I'm going to get on film, and I will be sharing it when I get it all put together. It's been a pleasure to watch and listen to you. I am sure we all agree on this, mate. Thank you, Adrian. It's been a pleasure too. But there'll be plenty more to come. So I shall carry on. But also, like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, I will start off by I'll probably do my last walk around the garages before I say goodbye to everybody. And then I'll say my farewells here, and then I guess when I go over there, I will start making a video on my travel, and also I will go into how I'm managing to make this work, because it's not like I can just, or it's not like anybody can just sort of like say, well, hey, guess what? I'm going to the Philippines and I won't be coming back anytime soon. You know, it's not that easy, is it? When you've got a life here in England, you can't just up and go and you've got to work these things out. So I'll go through all of that, what I've had to do. And there's been quite a list of things I've had to go through, and a lot of thinking and strategic planning to try and get this to work. So I'll explain all that. So if anyone else is sort of like thinking along them lines of how do you do this, then I'll explain it how I've done it. I know it's not everybody, but it's the way I've gone about it. So you'll kind of get. I'll put that video out at some point in the future. John, have you found alternative employment? No, I won't be working. I'll basically be retired. So I won't need to actually have a job. like I say, when I explain what I've done over the years, and how I'm able to go and live over there, and I don't actually need a job, because I'll be bringing money in, but I won't have a job to earn the money, if you know what I mean. I'll have other ways of making the money. So the problem with a place like Philippines, you have to have an income. You can't just, unless you've got stupid amount of money in your bank account and you don't need to work anymore. You've got to have money. You've got to have some kind of income, or otherwise you're just going to spend all your money and run out, and then you'd have to come back home. But I've made plans to have an income, so, and it's not by working. So, but I'll go into all of that. So I'm basically going to be sort of like just a spare arse walking around aimlessly, doing not a whole lot of anything really, apart from making some videos. So cool. that kind of suits me. Sun, sea, and sand. I'll be doing a bit of walking down some beaches. Anyway, I'll keep you all informed what's going on. But I can't sort of like say it all in this video, because this is just basically about me working for Steve's for 30 years. So I'll make plenty more videos in the future explaining other things I've done, and this, that, and the other. So you all kind of get the picture. Paul, hello. Best of luck, Anu. Please keep the channel going. Paul Lane, do you know what? Oh, I knew a Paul Lane years ago. I bet you're not the same person. But the Paul Lane I knew used to live in Fongsley in Huntingdon. But you're not that Paul Lane, are you? I don't think you are. It's probably just a coincidence. There's probably quite a few Paul Lanes out there. Anyway, thank you, Paul. Best of luck to you as well. Keep your spirit high. Hello, John. Where is Steve's taxis going? Well, they're under new management. They're all rebranded now as Panther Taxis, which is Cambridge based, and they are owned or financed by a bigger company, sister company, parent company, what you're going to call it, Vizu, which is up north somewhere, something like that. I've never heard of them until recently, but they're quite a big concern actually. They've got quite a bit of money, and they're trying to make like a nationwide taxi service, a bit like Uber. So they've taken the company and they've rebranded it, and no doubt in a couple of years' time, all the taxis will be rebranded as Visa on the doors, I should think. Yeah. So they bought I don't know how they deal with actual Panther in Cambridge. I don't know what the deal was there, but as far as Steve's go, they bought the company off Steve. They bought the cars and the whole company, and that's it, gone. So the cars are still going, and they're going to be replaced. I think they're going to replace them with Toyota hybrids. So they're actually putting some pretty decent money into some new cars, and being Toyota Corolla hybrids, I think they're pretty good. I know Toyotas are supposed to be very reliable cars, so that should do them quite well. And they have to replace them Mondeos that Steve had, because them cars were getting tired, and they're getting to the point where they're costing a lot of money to keep them running. I mean, the Mark 5s were good cars up until 150,000, but then it starts, this is going, that's going, the other thing's going, and you're ever flinging money at them. So, shame really, but it's like everything. all the cars we've had over the years, Mark, all the Mondeos, they've all got to the point where they've got to go. They've just had their time. They've become more of a liability than an asset. So, but yeah, the cars are carrying on. They're just going into a bigger entity, a much bigger company, who is taking other taxi firms and putting them all together and making one great big taxi company, if you know what I mean. So they're quite a big concern, obviously. So they're pumping a lot of money into it to try and make it work. Don, hello. Great channel, and hope you keep the show going. I will, Don. Don't worry. I will keep it going. I will keep talking as long as I can keep breathing. So I do like cameras. The whole point of this beginning of this channel was all about having a camera to start with, because I just had a bit taking photographs and stuff like that, and it went from there. I had the bright idea one day of talking about the 1.8 TDCi timing belt. I wanted to talk about that because nobody else was. So the wet timing belt. That's the only video I've got that's it's getting on for 1 million views, which is flipping something for my channel. That's been my bloody legacy video, that one is. But yeah, I will keep it going, Don. No worries there. Thank you very much. Neil, hello. Good to see you. Good to hear from you, Neil. Thank you very much. Nick Knack. I like that name. Good luck, Alan, on whatever your future, and you too. Have a good one. Yeah, you've got to, whatever you do in life, I suppose you've got to try and, as long as you're happy, I guess that's what it all boils down to. So whatever you do, if you've got the means to do something and you want to do it. You've only got one life, so I know it's hard. Everything is money, everything. So, but you've got to try and do the things you want to do in the time you've got to do it. That's the problem. Hello, George. Germany, hello. How are you doing? Flipping heck. This is what I find amazing. You get people from all over the world watching my channel, and it's like, wow, this is only a tiny little channel, really, in the grand scheme of things on YouTube. And I appreciate you, George, for watching all the way from Germany. Thank you very much. Ty Hughes, hello. Love the channel, really informative. I watch your channel for the information, especially the buying guide for the Mark V. Yeah, that's going back a few years now. Buy me. Yeah. I used to love making them videos. Really, the best part of the videos I used to make wasn't actually talking about the cars. It was making a bit of Monaco, if you know what I mean, because that was the funny bit. I preferred doing the funny bit than doing the actual car bit. But anyway, thank you, Ty. Dylan. He is going for a Thai bride. See, I told you. I flipping told you. How many times, Dylan? How many times have I said I'm going to the Philippines? How many times? And he's going for a Thai bride. No, it's not Thailand. What's this? Have class in. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's all right. It's not a Thai bride. It's a Philippine. It's a Philippine bride. A Filipino. A Pinay. So anyway, that's what I mean. Everybody says to me, "Oh, have a good time in Thailand." No, it's not Thailand. It's the Philippines. Oh well. Send us a postcard from Thailand. Hope your channel remains, Alan. It certainly will. I'm sure it will. Phil, Steve, best of luck on your travels. Can't tell you how much your videos helped me over the years, and also the banter was great. I'll keep an eye out for you on your travels. Thank you very much, Phil. There will definitely be plenty more to come. I will definitely put videos out on something or other. But yeah, it's Thanks for being subscribing. Thanks for being on the channel. Thanks for commenting, everybody. Seriously, it's been great. Graham, are you keeping the channel going? Yes, I will. Definitely. I've got to keep the channel going because it's kind of like I like doing it. You know, a lot of people where here's a camera. No, don't point that at me. Oh my God, you're going to capture my soul. But you know, that's what it used to be years ago. But these days, you know, everywhere you go, there's cameras looking at you. So it's like, I think a lot of people are kind of like so used to it that no one really bats much of an eyelid anymore. So, yeah. I will be walking around with a camera quite often, and I will film whatever I can find interesting, and I'll be putting it out, and I'll be putting live streams. So to me, it's a completely new world. So I just want to suck it up and enjoy it and have a good time. I don't know if it's going to work with my lady friend Kenna. I don't know whether we're going. I'm sure we will, but you know, I don't know exactly what life holds. So, like everything in life, I'm hoping it's going to be great, and we're going to have a fantastic life over there. But if it doesn't work out like that, then the least I can say is I tried, and that's all I can really say. I'm going to give it my best. Chris. At last, an explanation. Yeah. Well, there'll be plenty more. I mean, I'm only going the tip of the iceberg at the minute. There's plenty more to talk about. There's actually flipping loads to talk about. So I have got a number of videos lined up which I want to talk about other things. So which could be quite interesting. So unfortunately, quite a bit of it probably won't be about cars, but I am going to buy a motorbike to start off with because it's sort of like open air and out there and it's hot, and you know, cars aren't that much of a thing where I am over there, so it's going to be nice to have a motorbike. So I'm going to go through that whole experience. So I'll buy a bike when I get over there, and then I can travel around a bit from like into town and that sort of thing, and I'll sort of like decide what kind of bike we're going to get. So that'll be quite interesting. And then we'll go for little tours around, you know. So yeah, plenty of interesting things to come. Plus, I might have to do some repairs on the bike, you know. But I'm sure there'll have a few more car videos. Ken's got a car, a Subaru Forester. So my God, I hope that doesn't go wrong. I really do. Will you miss Monica? I certainly will, but we will still be staying in touch. So I think what we could probably do at some point, we could still put a live stream and get Monica in on the video as well, on the live stream. So every now and again we can do something like that. So I'm not losing touch with people over here. All the people that I know from my work and everything, I'll still be in touch with them. I can still phone them every, a couple of times a week and have a conversation, see how things are going. So that's the beauty of today. I know I slagged the technology down. A lot of it I'm just pissed off with. But when it comes to actually communication, it's great. With WhatsApp and apps like that, you know, you can speak to anybody from anywhere really anymore. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection. So, and because the SIM card, I mean, I'm on O2 on my phone, but when I get over there, my SIM card's going to be useless. And I don't really want to buy a SIM card over there because I just don't see the point in making phone calls anymore. I won't need to make phone calls, I hope. But as long as I've got a Wi-Fi connection, I can get sort of like I can get in contact with people. So anyway, I'll work that one out when I get to it. I might have to buy another SIM actually, just in case of a real emergency and I do have to make a phone call if I haven't got a Wi-Fi connection. But oh my God, there's so many headaches to think about. So phone is one of them. Knick-knack. Used car sales is not the fun it used to be years ago. No, I remember years ago at Steve's car sales, when they had the car sales going, well, it's still going, but in the earlier days, when cars were selling a lot easier than they are today, you know, they'd probably sell every single weekend. They would probably sell 6 or 7 cars over the course of Saturday and Sunday, and that wasn't a particularly big sales lot. And we'd spend the rest of the week getting all them cars done up to be gone out by the following Friday. Make sure they're all done up and it, serviced and everything, and MOT'd. That was every single week. Now, it's hit and miss how many cars get sold. Sometimes you could have 3 or 4 in a week. Other times it might be 1. It all depends. But it's not the same as what I know what you mean. It's not what it used to be. And plus the prices of second-hand cars have gone through the roof. Doesn't help, does it? Ever since the pandemic. I keep saying this. Years ago, life was interesting. It was fun. It felt like you were building all the time, and it was, you know, you were doing something. You were getting somewhere. Now it just seems to have flatlined. Like every day is like Groundhog Day. Not a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's different for you, but for me, it just feels like the same now. So yeah. Anyway, Marius. Hi to you, Marius. Hope you're doing well. Interceptor 1986. You permanently moving out to Philippines then? I am. It's a one-way ticket. By the way, I will, since you brought that up, if you looked at the bloody price of airfares lately, you can go from one day and airfare will be, say, £2,000 on one particular day. The following day, the same airfare will be £1,000. How the bloody hell do they work that out? That's why when I booked my tickets, I looked on the website on the Singapore Airlines. I went week by week, all through December and halfway through January, until I found the best deal. And then I booked the tickets at the best deal. And the difference would have been bloody considerable in the price of them bloody tickets. So, yeah, but it is permanent. It's a one-way ticket to see how it goes. So we will see. I've got to come back. I mean, at some point, I've got to come back to England. I've got this house here, so it's like I can't. It's, you know, I own this house, so I can't just. I'm going to leave it, but you know, if someone else is going to be living here, so at some point in the future, maybe I'm going to have to come back and sort this place out. I'm not going to sell this place. I'm going to keep it. The reason I'm not going to sell this place, because if I sell this house, I'm screwed. I would never get another house in this country. Houses are too expensive. And secondly, at my age, I don't want to buy another house. I'm too late. I'm too old to buy another house. So while I've got this one, I'm laughing. It's my little nest egg. It will give me a little income, and I'm happy that way. So, but I'll have to come back at some point, because I will be coming back to visit. So I guess if I've been out there for a year or so, maybe a year or 2, year and a half, then I'll get a plane ticket and come back. I'll come and see my boss Steve and everyone at the garage, and you know, spend a few weeks over here, go and see everybody, and then I'll go back again. So yeah, it'll be fun. Mike, hello. All the best wishes to you and yours. Perhaps when you get abroad, you can start a garage specialising in Freelander 2. No, you know, I don't like working on. I remember the original Freelanders when they come out. What was that little book they do? When AA book or whatever the hell it was, Parker's Price book or whatever it was. It tells you a few little things about the different cars they've got in there, little faults they might have. And I always remember under the Freelander, it said, just about anything can fall off it. I was like, yeah, that's about right. You would never expect Land Rover was supposed to be quality all-terrain vehicles to make something so bloody bad. No doubt the Freelander 2 is a lot better, but the original Freelander, I think, was a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, but no, I won't be doing Freelanders. Certainly not. Mind you, if I found some horror stories on them, I'd certainly put that on the internet. I'd actually like to have a Freelander with a whole load of things wrong with it. I could put that on the ramp and show you. I'd definitely do that if I had one. Julian, but for the Mondeo 3, but for the Mark III Mondeo. Yeah, that's if you ever find a Mondeo over where I'm going. John, been following you for a while. Love the videos. Good luck, a fellow mechanic. Well, thank you, John. That's much appreciated. I'll tell you what, that Beck's beer is bloody nice. That's about the only beer I actually like drinking now. Diesel Antics, are you moving out permanently? Yes, I am. As things are planned at the minute, yes, it's permanent. Sezin, I probably said that wrong. Thank you very much, Sezin. Appreciate it. Daniel, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, it's going to be fun. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. There's going to be plenty to come. Dylan, tell us about Monica. Well, she's bought herself a new car. She sold her KA. So this is a little piece of information. She now owns a Mini. And by the way, it's the Mini 2, or is it one of the newer ones? It's a very nice one. I've actually had a ride in it. So much bigger inside. I mean, I wouldn't call them a Mini anymore. They're bloody like a Maxi. But it's a lovely car. Really nice. Big and spacious, and really sort of like the dash and fascia and all that, dials and everything. Really sort of like, I've never been like a fan of the Mark 1 Minis, but like you look in this car and it's like, wow, there really is some thought gone into that, and it looks good and it feels good. It's like real quality inside. So yeah, hell of a car. And it's one of them 3-cylinder petrol engines, believe it or not. Is it quite, I'm not sure what horsepower it is, but they're quite nippy for a 3-cylinder. Got a bit of go in it. But very nice car indeed. But yeah, no, when I get her on another live stream at some point, then she can tell us about herself. I'll get her on at some point. Don't worry. Daniel, I will miss your videos. No, you won't, because there'll be more coming out. I will find some more to put out, but they just might not all be repair videos. But if I do find stuff to repair, then I will do it, because put it this way, I won't have a job, so I'll have plenty of time to walk around and find stuff to film and make videos. So I'm going to have an easy life now for a while. So it's not over. John, hello. How are you? Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Daniel, all the best. Thank you, Daniel. I'm getting a lot of all the best. Vic, hello, Vic. I like the hairstyle. It's great. I just don't have a hairstyle myself. I love your videos and all the best. Thank you too. Thank you very much, Daniel. The Oranges 8. Do you know what? Some of these I've never heard of. Some of you will miss the silly outfits, mate. All the best. Do you know something? I used to go out specifically to buy certain outfits, like the when we done the oh my god, the LEDs in the Mark V Mondeo. I had to go onto Amazon to buy the suit for Monica, the Aladdin suit. So and also the bloody elf suit I got over one Christmas. I had to buy that off Amazon, I think, as well. But yeah, there's a whole load of stuff I've had to buy, like props and stuff, just to do my one little bit on the videos. So, but that was all good fun over the years. I've enjoyed it. I really have. Making a lot of these videos, just doing the actual silly bits has been like great for me because I like to be a twat. So I like to have a laugh. So I don't like to be boring. I know a lot of people, they want to see a video, like especially if you're how can I put it? If you've got a broken screen on your mobile phone, all you want to see is a step-by-step instructions of how to replace that screen. You don't want to see a load of, I don't know, messing around going on in between. but that was the whole premise of my channel. It was a bit of silliness tied in with a bit of fixing this, that, and the other. So that's how I went with this channel, and I've got some shit for it over the years, but I mean, I don't care. So that was my thing. So I've enjoyed it. So, but anyway, and thank you everybody as well for who's joined me along the way. Thank you, Daniel. Julian, hello. Quick question: is my Mark III 2-litre TDCi 2004 Mondeo the PSA engine? No. 90. I remember you stripping one down that seized, and there was a PSA stamp on the crankshaft. Yeah, that weren't your engine. Your engine is not a PSA engine. I'm sure it's Ford engine. It's a Ford engine. No. The PSA engine come out on the Mark IVs. So no, yours isn't. In fact, your engine, the 2-litre TDCi, they were a good engine apart from the injectors. Didn't last that long. But no, you haven't got the PSA. You've got the Ford lump. I loved your video. I've loved it. Thank you, Daniel. Sir Lord Babish. I'll miss Rhiannon. Well, we'll try and make a few more before I go anyway. I'll see if I can get a few more cars on the ramp and get the girls involved. I think they quite enjoy it, Ty, all the best to our new adventures, and I hope somehow the channel can remain because you're out Haynes Manual. I'm looking at buying a Mark V or Mark VI with the info you've given me. I'm not sure they do a Mark VI, but it's funny, the Haynes manuals used to be the go-to manual, didn't it? Years ago, whatever car you bought, you'd go and buy a Haynes manual and you just do your own repairs. But now it's sort of, they don't even make them, do they? They just, everything's online. If you can even find the information now. And there again, most of these cars are so technical now, electrically wise, that unless you've got diagnostic equipment, you're pretty much screwed anyway. There's not a lot you can do. You can do the mechanical stuff, obviously, but even some of that, with electronics bolted to it, there's so many things you have to, even to clear an engine code, something like that, or an engine light, you need diagnostic tools. It takes me back to when I started working with the taxis, which were Ford Sierras. There were no diagnostic tools, no diagnostic ports, or nothing like that. They had electronic ignition. That was about it. And that wasn't exactly difficult to work out what was wrong when that went wrong. So, you had high spark plugs, high tension leads, an ignition coil. Things were so much easier years ago. That's probably why they made so many Haynes manuals. They didn't have to write so many pages. But yeah. No, the world has certainly changed. I've seen it change a hell of a lot over the years. And I miss the days. I miss the old days. I would love to go back to the early 1990s. I thought it was a fantastic time. We'll miss you, Ellen, and all your videos. Well, thank you, Daniel. You won't miss that much because there'll be more. There'll be more coming out. Thomas, now you can fix Tesla cars. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Number one, where I'm going, they won't have electric cars out there. Or if they do, it'll have to be in a city somewhere, but I won't be there. No. I think electric cars are they're not for me. They're really not my thing. I think it's a bit of a swizz. You've seen the price of electric these days. They try and sell all these electric cars, then they put the price of electric through the roof. So and they're going to stop bloody road taxing them for next year. Are you going photonic induction on us? Probably yes. Julian, the big adventure is the brave choice. Most of us that ain't got the balls to do it, me included. It's not a case of having the balls to do it. It's a case of being in a position where you can do it and thinking to yourself, can I make this work? I mean, you take my situation. I'm single. I'm not married over here. I'm a single guy. So I've got a girlfriend in the Philippines. So I can work this out. Financially and job-wise and everything else, I can work it all out. If I wasn't able to financially make it viable to go over there, I wouldn't be going over there. That's what it basically comes down to. But I've got myself in a situation where I'm looking at the figures and I'm thinking, yeah, I've got this and this in place where I could actually make this work. So I'm kind of thinking to myself, I can carry on working and I can be sat here living. I mean, I could go out every night if I wanted to and have dinner. I can go and, but I'm not happy over here. It's just, I just want to go and meet my lady friend in the Philippines and have a good time over there. So I don't know. It's difficult. Everyone's situation is different. That's the problem. But if you get to a point in your life where you think to yourself, yeah, I want to do something, but can I? That's the big thing. Can you do it? And obviously, a lot of it boils down to money, doesn't it? It comes down to, can you actually do this? I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you could go on holiday, can't you? You can take a good holiday. If you've got a good job back here, you haven't got to go anywhere. It all depends how your life is. If you're happy in your life doing what you're doing here in England or wherever you live, then that's fine. You don't have to do anything. You can just take trips here and there. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day, really, isn't it? Being happy, being content with the life you've got. But if you want to do something, you've got to try and make it work one way or another. And they say life is what you make it. I know that's easier said than bloody done, especially these day and age. But if you can do something and you want to do something, then in some cases it's probably worth taking a shot, because you don't want to look back in years to come and think, what if? So that's the way I'm looking at it. I actually want to do this, and I could be quite happy just sat here. Well, no, tell that a lie. I won't be happy sat here. I'll probably be miserable sat here, but I'll be very, very comfortable sat here, if you know what I mean. I'm living a cushy little life here, but it's not enough for me. It's just not enough. I want to do more. I want to go and do something and go somewhere and see places and see the world and do all these things while I can still do it. I don't want to wait until I retire. You know, I was speaking to some people from this financial institution, and they're trying to tell me, yeah, well, if you wait to retirement age, you could have X amount of money in this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, when I get to retirement age, I might be too bloody old or infirm or incapacitated to do anything. While I'm still at an age where I can still run around and act the fool, I want to do something now. It's like, it just seems to be this narrative that you've got to work all your life, then retire, and then maybe do something with your life. But who wants to do something when you retire? When you reach 67 or 70 years old? If you can do it when you're younger and you've actually got the energy to do something in life, that's why I think do it while you can. You know, you haven't got to go all out. You can take it, you can, if you've got the means, you can actually go out and you can have a go for a month or two, see if you like it. If you don't like it, you can say, well, at least I had a little try, and then, no, it's not for me. Or it might be for you, and you might say, right, now I'm going to really go for it. But that's what you've got to do. If you want to do something, you've got to throw caution to the wind sometimes. You've got to take a leap of faith. You know, I get a bit of anxiety through thinking about I'm going to leave my house behind. I'm worried about my house, you know. I care about it. I've looked after it for all the years I've had it. I want to make sure it's okay. So it worries me. But, you know, at some point I've got to say, I've got to put a bit of trust in this, and I've got to go. I can't sit here worried about what's going to happen here. You know, this is just bricks and mortar at the end of the day. But yeah. Anyway, I've said my little thing. So but yeah. Well, anyway, thanks, Julian. Now, if you want to do something, you've got to think long and hard about whether you can do it. And believe me, I thought long and hard. I do a lot of thinking. So if you think enough, you'll kind of convince yourself one way or another. And things, for me, things generally tend to work out when you kind of work out all the options. You can get a plan together, and you can kind of get things worked out, and to the point where you can do things. Never say never. Andrew, onwards and upwards, and come across your channel when searching for advice over noisy drive shafts. Oh yeah, on the Mark III Mondeo. Your videos informative, very entertaining. Look forward to seeing your adventures. Well, thank you, Andrew. There will be plenty more new adventures, I'm sure. There will be ants across the walls. There will be lizards across the ceiling. There will be ducks. There will be chickens. There will be pigs. There will be spiders. There's going to be loads, I'm telling you. I will be filming anything I can. I'll make plenty more videos. And if I can find anything to do with cars and stuff like that, I'll try and bung as much of that in as I can. Anyway. Hendrik, hello. How old are you, Steve? I'm Alan. I'm 56. 56. So hence is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. So I don't want to wait until I'm 67 or more before I do anything. I want to do it right now while I'm still fit enough to do it. You don't know what's around the corner tomorrow. That's the problem. Daniel, we'll miss all your videos, Alan. All the best. Well, thank you, Daniel. I'm sure we've had that one a number of times now. You're getting duplicated comments. Adrian, I totally agree with your decision. Life's too short. That's it. You've just got to change your I know it's difficult, but in you know, we all get caught up in our routine, and you've got to remember there's another world out there. You've just got to try and find a way to make it happen if you want it to. That's the thing, and kind of see behind the narrative that you're living. So that there can be another way, but I have to say it's not easy. It's not easy to get things done like this. Especially what I'm doing. It's even when it comes down to getting rid of all the possessions you own. You know, the things you've built up over the years, the stuff you have. For me, it's like I've had to sell off a load of stuff that I'm not going to have anymore. I'm not going to use no more. And it's like, I don't really want to sell it. I just don't. I'd rather keep it, but I can't keep it because I can't just leave it lying around in the house. So it creates anxiety, but you've got to, at the end of the day, you've got to reason with yourself that there's some things you just got to let go. You've got to be able to do things and sort of like change your mindset. Connor, hello. Is this it then for the YouTube channel? No more video? Yes, there'll be more videos, but they just probably won't be about cars all the time. I will find some bits about cars, I'm sure. But I should think what I'll probably do in the future will probably be anything and everything I can find around in the Philippines. So, but there is a lot of interesting vehicles out there, I can tell you that. A lot of funny looking vehicles out there. Especially if I see that rag and bone man again on the motorbike. I want to get him as he goes past. Because that was funny. David, is your son going? Yes, he is. Yeah, Tyler's coming with me. He's definitely coming with me. Dan, hello. The day came. Love channel cannot believe no more red Mondinglas. No. Well, as you know, they don't make Mondeos no more. That's over. In fact, when I keep saying this, but when I drive past our local Ford garage, every car on the forecourt that's for sale, they all look like the same. They all look like a whole load of Focuses, all the same models, and then like there's no variety there anymore. I know they're nice cars, but it's like there used to be all different types of Ford cars there. No, there isn't. There just seems to be one brand, one type of model, and it's boring. Things just aren't the same as what they used to be. You know, when you had Escorts and Fiestas and bloody all sorts of different like cars. Now they all like mulch into the same shape. So anyway. Yeah, the Mondeos have certainly come to an end, that's for sure. Well, it's definite anyway, because they don't make them. So all the ones that are on the road, they're either going to be lovingly looked after for many years to come, but in the case of the taxis, they've all been used and abused by many taxi drivers that have run them around until they've clocked up so much mileage. It's just a matter of time now before they all drop off the road and go to the breaker's yard in the sky, isn't it? So, but no, it's been a good experience. It's been a lot of fun over the years with the taxis, I must say. Noi. Adrian, Alan, Fiesta and Focus are only in Philippines. Not seen any Mondeos. I haven't seen Mondeos, no, but I have seen some Fiestas over there. Yeah, definitely. So, oh yes. Hope you'll take care. Yes, I will. I will try to. I will try to take care of avoiding the bloody mosquitoes, if anything. Okay, right. What time are we running? 1 hour. Flipping heck, we've been going some. Right, I'm going to have to call this a day in a minute. Would be nice to see videos of you two in the Philippines. I will definitely do that. Oh, definitely. I'll be getting on my motorbike or even on foot and going around. I've got the drone as well, and because I'll have time this time I will have time in my hands. I can actually, spend a little bit of time here, there, and everywhere, and getting all the shots I want to get without having to rush around. So I will definitely sort of like get out what I can and try and get some good videos going. Do I get to see Monica every day? Well, if you want to buy a car from the car sales, she'll be up there. But you'd have to buy a car every day. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. All the best to you as well. John, really feeling good for you, mate. Well, thank you, John. We'll see how it goes, but I'm sure it'll be great. New Greg's at Bar Hill. I do like Greg's. I like the sausage rolls. So thank you, Daniel. Tone, I hate companies which despise their staff so much that they fire them close to. Oh yeah, that happens, doesn't it? Yeah, that definitely happens. That's the kind of company that's sort of like a bit impersonal. You probably see the boss, but the boss never speaks to you. Something like that. It's just a man who maybe pass through once a week and sort of like in a suit, and then just look at you, or maybe say hello and shake your hand, and then you never speak to him again for another month. That's not what it's like at Steve's Taxis. When you meet the boss at Steve's Taxis, you see him every day, and you wouldn't even know it's the boss because he don't even look like the boss. he just dresses like everybody else. Hello, Lee. I have a 2013 Mark IV Mondeo with 76,000 miles on the clock. When do you recommend a cam belt change? Thanks, Lee. Mark IV Mondeo with 76,000 miles. Well, they do say, I'm pretty sure the Mark IVs are 125,000 miles. Or they normally go by time as well, which is probably 10 years. So it's probably about now. It's worth checking it at the very least. I know the Mark IV seem to have done pretty well on cam belts. They last pretty well. But if you want to be bit on the safe side, it's probably due simply for the amount of time. It's been 10 years. So I'd probably get it done sooner rather than later then. And the water pump, because they'd have to change that at the same time. Finn, all good things come to an end. That's true. Is Tyler going? Yes, he is. Yeah, he's coming with me. Yep, he is definitely coming with me. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. I wish you all the best, mate. You've helped me, like I said earlier, not just for the Mondeo fix vid, but you've made me laugh and cheered me up and got me through a lot of stuff just by your vid. Well, thank you very much, Ash. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot of things in life that pisses off, isn't there? You just got to find something to make you laugh again. that's the thing. But yeah, no matter how bad things get, I mean, there's always another life out there. There's always something you've got to look on the bright side. All the best, sir. I hope you get on. Yes, thank you, Daniel. Matty, evening all. Thank you. Evening to you, Matty. Paul, use a spoon to open the beer. I would have probably got to that. I've even got a hammer in the toolbox down there. But yeah, I did find the flipping bottle opener. Luckily, otherwise I would have to use a spoon. But thank you. Sir Lord Babish, he got sacked. He got sacked. I just want... Dan, I think your comment keeps getting duplicated for some reason. There's a few of them keep getting duplicated. Alan, what would you consider is the best car out of all the cars you've worked on? Oh, blimey. Now you're asking, especially after I've had half a bloody bottle of beer. I don't think I've had a best car, but I don't want to be biased here or nothing, but I mean, I do like my old Mercedes Vito van. For me, that was probably the best buy I ever had, because it served a very good purpose, that van did. And when I do another video, I'll explain why that van actually was very important to me, even though it's gone to the scrapyard now. But I did like my old Ford Scorpio Eva. I loved that car. You know, with the fugly eyes, headlights. I loved that car. Scorpio gear, but I got a full set of leather for it. I love that. I absolutely love that car. I like the look of it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I did for some reason. I just in love with it. So that was one of my favourite cars. Unfortunately, it was plagued with automatic gearbox issues. But I would say my Scorpio gear was probably my favourite car that I've ever liked. Not just the fact that I owned it, I liked it anyway. That's the reason I bought it. Bob, love your videos. Had the best of luck. Thank you very much, Bob. Appreciate it. David, oh no, gonna miss your vids, mate. You've helped me loads with my Mark 4.5 taxis. I wish you all the best for the future. Keep up. Thank you, David. Much appreciated. Spill the beans. I will do. I will spill the beans later, but I can't do it all in one video, because that's the whole point of YouTube. You've got to keep making more videos. So I've got to have a cliffhanger. What's going to happen next? You know, like they used to do. The program would end right on the flipping most important bit. What's going to happen next? Not bloody much. But no, I will spill more beans later on. Toad, the description says that Steve's Taxis is closed, but you're still saying that you left. No, I haven't left. How can I put it? And you can't go back if you want. I just started watching 8 minutes ago, and I'm there. No, I think you've got the wrong end of the stick. Steve's Taxis is no longer gone, sold. Okay, but Steve's Car Sales and Steve's Heritage or Oakenby Rentals now, he's changed the name of the rentals now to Oakenby Rentals. So the car sales and rental business is still there. It's just he's only sold off the taxis, which was one part of his business. So the rentals and the car sales is the other part of his business. So he's still got that. That's still running. I am still working there at the moment. I will be leaving in January. So I am working my notice now. So this video, I'm just talking about Steve's Taxis, and I've been there for 30 years. So my bit about my time at Steve's Taxis. I haven't left quite yet. I will be leaving in January. So I'm just working my notice. That's basically what it's come down to. So I hope that's lifted the confusion a little bit. So yeah. Thank you, Chain. Loyncey, good luck, mate. Keep the Mark 5 Mondeo going. Thank you. I will try. If anything I can find, if I do find a Mondeo of anything to do yet, I'm still there for another month and a half. So if I do find anything like useful, I will put it out. Richie, just want to say thank you for all the videos. I've learned some brilliant things from you, pal. You'll be sorely missed, my friend. Won't be a dry eye in our garage. Well, thank you, Richie. I'm really touched. I really am. But don't worry, I'll be putting out some more stuff later on. It just probably won't be about cars. Well, it won't be repair videos, if anything. It'll be something else. But I'll keep going. Paul and Fiona, hello. How are you doing? Just in here. I'm not leaving totally. I'm only sort of like changing my what I do on the channel. So that's all it basically is. I'll still be here. YouTuber, hello. I stumbled across your channel a little while ago. I have learned so much. Thank you, Alan. I hope you find a way forward. I certainly will. And thank you very much. It's like everything in life, isn't it? You know, everything's constantly changing. Nothing is forever. You know, I always remember I used to take my kid up to the childminders in the morning, and every single day we'd do the same route, and I'll drop him off at the childminders, and then I'd go off to work. And after so long, you're thinking like, bloody hell, I do this every day. Then one day it was over, gone, something else, and that's how life is, isn't it? You know, it's just nothing stays the same, does it? Nothing is forever. Ian, missed start. Where are you going? I have a Mark III Titanium X Mondeo. Great, Mo. Yes. 2.5 petrol auto. Is this rare? They are getting rarer. Definitely getting rarer. If you've got one in great condition, it's probably worth holding on to it and looking after it as much as you can, because they're only going to go up in value. The first part of your question, I'm going to the Philippines. So I'll be doing stuff from out there, basically. That's all it comes down to. It's just a different change of scenery, change of content for YouTube. But we'll see how it goes. Frank, hello. Best of luck, Alan. You've helped me all along the way. Thank you. Please don't delete the Mondeo. No, I won't delete nothing. Once they're on YouTube, that's where they'll stay. The only way they'll disappear is if YouTube takes them down. So I won't be deleting them. I'll just leave them there. You know, the funny thing is, the only time I ever go back and watch one of my videos is if I have to watch myself to remind myself of what I have got to do on a certain car, because sometimes I do forget and I have to watch my own videos to find out what I had to bloody do. Sounds stupid, but yeah, that does happen. Daniel, thank you, Daniel. Anthony, thank you, Anthony. Are we coming to the end of the comments? No, we're not. Because I'm going to have to call it a night, guys. I'll just run through, see if there's anyone I've missed. What's this one? A man. I have Ford Galaxy 2008 and have problem with start-stop not working. And when I release clutch, car not picking up gas. Have to use pedal to press gas. You're going to have to put the scanner on it, the diagnostic tool. Because there's electrics, you know, there's a switch bolted to the back of your clutch master cylinder that could be faulty. The start stop is all tied in with other modules on the car, so it might be worth giving the electronics a scan, or the ECUs in the car a scan with electronic diagnostic tool to actually find out if there's any codes could relate to something, because them start stops can be funny old things, and the start stop only operates at certain conditions. It doesn't operate all the time. So you've really got to sort of like look up on when the start stop is actually going to actually work. So it's not as clear cut as what you might think it is. It's not the fact you can't just drive to the end of the road and think the start stop's going to work, because it won't. It's only under certain conditions it actually will work, which makes things even more confusing. But I'll definitely get your engine and all that ECU scan with a diagnostic tool first, just to check it out. You'll miss whatever your next adventure, I wish you would. And you too, Paul. I'm sure we'll stay in touch. There'll be plenty more to come. No info. Hello. I will miss seeing you, a celebrity on a high street or in Hinchinbrook Park. Good luck. Great to hear you speaking about this dystopian crap. Oh, you see it as well, do you? Yeah. Well, if we had decent people in the bloody government who would sort of like, stick up for British values, then the country would be a better place. But unlike when we had Tony Blair all them years ago, opening the gates to the whole world, and it's now, this isn't Britain anymore. And there's too many people in this country that don't like Britain, but they want to live. They all want to fucking live here, don't they? So I'm sick and tired of the country. I just really can't stand it, to be honest with you. So, when they go to the Philippines, they've got a very strict policy over there for immigration. So if you overstay your visa or something like that, they'll deport you straight away. Not like over here. You can just come over on a boat and, you get a 5-star hotel laid on for you, don't you? Yeah, this country's gone to pot with all them bloody woke lot in the bloody government. But it's too late, isn't it? It's too late now. Anyway, no info. Thank you for your comment. Richard Broom, hello. All the best. I love the Mark IV 1.8 TDCI videos. Help me out. Thank you, Richard. I'm just going to skim through a few of these guys because I'm going to have to call it a night. We've been going for 2 hours now. Bloody hell. I'll say hi to Collie House. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you for joining the live stream. But yeah, I'm gonna have to knock it on the head, guys, because I've been going for 2 hours. It's only supposed to last an hour, really. But anyway, I just want to say thank you, everybody who's watched the channel over the years. I will keep the channel going. It's just probably not going to be fix-it videos. There probably will be a bit of fixing whatever I can find, but wherever I am, I will keep going anyway. So I will keep the channel going and pump more videos out. What they're going to be at the moment, I couldn't really tell you, but I will find something because I do enjoy making videos. But I just want to thank everybody who supported me over the years on this channel and who watched the videos and subscribed and give me thumbs up and all stuff like that. It's been fantastic. So thank you everybody so much. I do appreciate it. I know I don't answer the comments hardly ever, but it's finding the time to even do that now is getting ridiculous. But when I get my new life, if I get plenty of time on my hands, then I will definitely lay time aside to actually try and get all the comments replied to at least. So I'll try and make it better. But anyway, thank you everybody, and thank you everybody for tonight for joining the live stream. If I haven't got your comment, I do apologise, but there will be plenty more to come in the future. So adios everybody. Take care out there. Have a good one. Enjoy yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys for now. Cheers.